So do you see this second party approach as a kind of gateway for folks to go from third party approaches, which is kind of how they've managed their internet experience for the last 2 decades, to a first party approach? Like this is like the first step someone might take, because sometimes I feel like the Bitcoin enthusiasts will say to normal folks that are not interested in Bitcoin, you should self custody, and they go, whoa, I don't know what that means, I'm scared, I don't want to try. And so is this, in your view, a kind of like, here, take the first step, show you how to
Yeah.
kind of share custody, and then you can go branch off on your own when you're comfortable?
Yeah. So I think the way to think about this, right, is that you've got like first party on one side, third party on the other, and there's this design space of second party in between, right? And that design space is going to be different levels of federations. Okay. And so I think you're totally right in terms of like people being scared of the first party custody aspect for it, of like that's why they don't want to do it. But their solution right now is that if they don't feel comfortable doing that, then they go to third party, right? And
Right.
some people are
Yeah.
doing it just because they're scared, right? Other people do it because they believe in self custody and they've thought about it and they've gone through the thoughts of it, of just like, okay, well, I believe in this stuff, right? But I also, it's not that I don't trust me. I don't trust like my direct family to be able to do the recovery, for example. Like, for example, like my wife is completely uninterested in Bitcoin. Like she has no, like, she doesn't, she's like, Kody, you handle all of that or whatever. Right. And I'm like, as many times as I've like gone through like the drills of like, okay, this is like something happened to me. This is how you recover the coins. Right. Of that, like, as much as I'd love for her to like love Bitcoin as much as I do, right? She really doesn't. Right. And she doesn't want to be concerned with all of this data stuff. Okay. So it's like, yeah, sure. Like when I first buy my coins, I hide them in third party. I recognize that first party custody is the way to go. And so I move them into first party custody. And then you think through, well, okay, well now it's just me, right? And like something could happen to me. So like I need some sort of threshold backup mechanism as we go to these things. And so this is like a more technical podcast, so we can talk about this, right? Is that like, like Stump the Professor right now, is that in the event that I do have a threshold multi-sig backup situation, like what are two of the issues that come into this, right? One of them is that now just on a day-to-day spending cash, right, is like I don't have a good mechanism for that, right? Is that I need to get signatures. If I like really take it seriously and I do like a 4 of 7 or something like that, right? Then it's like, okay, and I'd want it to be Byzantine fault tolerant, right? And so I'd probably do like a 5 of 7 or whatever, right? But like so now I don't have a day-to-day spending mechanism. And so what a lot of people do is they'll do their whole cold storage setup, and then they'll be like, okay, but on a day-to-day basis, I just use wallets of Satoshi, right? so,
Mhm.
so that's like one element of it is so you need some sort of mechanism in order to do like the day-to-day spending cash as well as also do this other one, right? But if they do that,
Right.
right? So, well, now I'm just doing the first party custody problem, like the problem that we just identified, but it just comes with my day-to-day spending cash. So like most of the coins are over here, right? But like as Bitcoin goes to infinity, right? Like that spending cash will also be very valuable as well, right?
Mhm.
And so what's cool, this is like something conceptual to think about with Fedimint, right? Is that Fedimint, you have this threshold backup mechanism, right? Through the federation. But the thing on a day-to-day basis that you're using is the eCash notes, right? The eCash notes are single sig. And so you get the experience of using something like Wallet of Satoshi, right? But with this out of the box embedded threshold backup mechanism. So like this, like you can already do this on Fedi, right? Is that like a day-to-day experience that you use while you're using the app? Like when we were in BTC Prague and we did the pop-up federation, this is the experience everyone had there, where you could just sling sats around, right, through the eCash notes. But in the event that they lost their phone or whatever, they can go back to the federation, recover their coins using their recovery material, or like we have like a social backup mechanism that we have in Fedi, right? Where the federation can collude in order to like help you recover your coins specifically, right?